Oh. Right, right, right. So what? Right. Right, right. Right. Yeah. Correct. Not much. Yeah.
Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badaraganam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Those who are sitting in the back, position yourself so you can see me. Straddling a little bit here and there. There's also one more place here. If you are in a, if one person can come here also, if you need. You are okay. I can see you. Yeah. I meant here. I can see all the people here. The first chapter closes on a sad note. We have left Arjuna yesterday, only yesterday. Yeah. Doing what? Crying and drowning in his own tears inside the chariot. So sad. And as we enter chapter 2, that sorrow is only going to be magnified, because only upon the magnification of such sorrow can we analyze its roots, and can the knowledge, can the space for knowledge be made? Can the knowledge begin? But before we enter chapter 2, a couple of more symbolisms about the Bhagavad Gita need to be told. What are they? The first one is the layout of the chapters. So, chapter 1 to 6, chapter 7 to 12, chapter 13 to 18, there are these three khandas. Khandas means bhagas, portions. These three portions are there. And then what is that? What are these three portions? These three portions have to do with the Mahavakya Tattvam Asi. So the first 6 chapters talk about what is called traditionally Tvam Pada Vichara. Tvam Pada Vichara means an analysis into the word you. If I say you, how do you take it? I. Right? You also don't say you. Then we'll wonder who this you is being addressed. So if I say Tvam, you will take it as Aham. So Tvam Pada Vichara, an analysis into this word you, which means the individual. So what is the need to analyze into the individual? Because here what we find is a very confused individual. The individual is not clear at all, totally confused and drowning in sorrow, drowning in despair. Such is the nature of the individual, and we can sympathize here with Arjuna being asked to do the impossible. No matter how bad the relatives are, nobody wants to go and massacre a whole lot of relatives. This is understandable. You just feel like walking away. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want their kingdom. I don't want their property. I don't want anything. Let me walk away. That's the natural tendency of a human being. But here Arjuna is caught in a bind because this has become a war of dharma, and so therefore, what is to be done here? Nothing. Nothing can be done. And therefore, he is caught in a terrible duvidha, a kind of a sankata, a kind of a conflict. And we can all sympathize with that. And so, the nature of the individual to be conflicted between what one wants to do and what is to be done. Seen in a very broad way, that is the conflict. I want to do this. No, but you can't. You have to do something else. I don't like to do that. So here we have the first introduction to raga and then dvesha. Dvesha out of despair. It's not, because no wonder he hated to kill his relatives, did not want to kill his relatives. So, raga and dvesha. This is what we are introduced to in the beginning. That whatever he wants to do, he cannot do. He cannot run away. That's why you see he just sank and started to drown in his own tears. He could have just said, "Bye, Krishna, I'm going." But there was something somewhere in him saying, "I'm not thinking clearly. Something is not right. I have to have a second look at this situation." Otherwise, he would have just fled. He knew fleeing is not an option, it's not correct. But that didn't stop him from entertaining that thought. He was entertaining the thought about how best to flee and to look good also in the process. But then he was also very much caught in this dilemma of everybody's daily life, frankly. How to live this life in keeping with what I want. How to avoid doing what I don't want. This is the problem, because whatever I want to do, I can't do. Whatever I don't want to do, I have to do. Double helping, triple helping of that is there. So, the first 6 chapters talk about this individual in the grip of this struggle, and then talk about the placement of the individual in this jagat, and how the placement itself and going along with the placement itself is a solution, is the upaya to coming out of this conflict. To come out of the conflict, that is the upaya. You come out of this how? You come out of this by doing what you're supposed to do. And how do you start doing what you're supposed to do? You begin in a small way. You look around, what needs to be done. Certain things may not be distasteful. You start small. You start doing small things, picking up a few things here, doing something there. And then slowly, you don't question your place in the Jagat, your place in the universe, your place in the family, your place in the wherever it is you are, in the job, etc. You don't question and you continue to follow that. So this is, all this is the subject matter of the first 6 chapters. What is this you? That is also given. So first, that which obtains when I say the word I is the one that is sahankara. Sahankara Atma, the Atma that is as though parichinna, as though limited by this body, mind, sense complex. And this ahankara. So ahankara, parichinna Atma. The Atma, the I, that is as though limited by this ahankara. Who is this ahankara? The one who identifies with everything that is small. This is the ahankara. Everything that is small is translated into mind, 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 mind. And that is how the ahankara goes. So then we see in the first 6 chapters that this I is delineated from the Ahankara, and the Ahankara is trained because the Ahankara is also the storehouse of Raga and Dveshas, the operator of Raga and Dveshas, strong preferences and strong prejudices, Raga, Dvesha, respectively. So it's the operator of these strong preferences and prejudices. And so this Raga Dvesha operator, Ahankara, is told to surrender. This surrender to Bhagavan. This comprises the first 6 chapters. The second 6 chapters, from chapter 7 in the beginning itself, we see a drastic subject matter shift, and that is the second, third khanda portion of the Bhagavad Gita is the Tat Pada Vichara, an inquiry into what this Bhagavan is. What are Bhagavan's achievements? What are Bhagavan's glories? How am I related to Bhagavan? This comprises the subject matter of verses 7 to 12. Then the last third, 13 to 18, is called Asipada Vichara. What is this Asipada? Tatutvam Asi. You are this Bhagavan. This is the Vakya, Mahavakya. This is the sentence. And then you are means how to live this. What can I do to help myself gain this vision? What kind of a lifestyle can I have to gain this vision? What should I avoid? What should I establish as part of my practices? How to lose this ignorance? All this is given in the last third of the Bhagavad Gita. So this is one important symbolism we should not miss. And the second one has to do with the chariot itself. This chariot has come, the focus on the chariot, and the chariot is so famous that people always have, many times, on their walls, a depiction of the Bhagavad Gita. Depiction of the Bhagavad Gita, there could be many scenes from the battlefield. There could be Vishwarupa Darshana, chapter 11, where Bhagavan is showing himself to be everything horrible and wonderful at the same time. But no, what do we famously find? Chariot. Chariot, 5 horses, Lord Krishna as the driver, and then Arjuna sitting in the back. And if it's an authentically produced thing, it would be like the Lord Krishna holding the reins, turning and teaching Arjuna. That is how it would be. Every Gita book will have the photo of the chariot. They could have many photos, but then they will only have the photo of this. They could have photo of Dhritarashtra listening to the war. No, nobody wants that. But this is how this chariot analogy has become famous. The question is why? For that, we have to take a small trip to Kathopanishad. There, this chariot analogy is fully developed. Atmanam rathinam vidhi, shariram rathamevatu, buddhim tu sarathim vidhi, manah pragrahamevacha, indriyani hayanyahu, vishayam steshu gocharan, atmendriya manobuddhihi, bhokta iti ahuhu manishinaha. The analogy is complete. Atmanam rathinam vidhi. Know the person, the Rathaswami. Rathaswami means the owner of the chariot is the Jiva. Jiva means Ahankara. And the Jiva endowed with Ahankara is the Rathaswami. Rathaswami means owner of the chariot. Then what is the chariot? Shariram. This body is the chariot. How do you say this body is the chariot? Because both of them creak. Make creaking sounds when you get up. That's why chariot and body are together. They are compared to one another because they have to be, both of them have to be oiled, both of them have to be maintained, both of them take you from one destination to another. See, the similarity is so wonderful. So then Shariram Rathamevatu. And then who is the driver? Lord Krishna, all right, but in Kathopanishad we don't have Lord Krishna. Who is the driver? Buddhim tu sarathim vidhi. My own Nishchayatmika intellect. An intellect that is capable of and has made the correct decisions. That is what is called buddhi. As opposed to manaha. Manaha means sankalpa, vikalpa, decision, indecision, mostly indecision. And this is the mind, a surface level. And then buddhi is deeper. So, buddhi means, so let's say you have a choice. Should I enroll for 3-month course or not? This is what the mind keeps saying. And the mind goes back and forth. Oh, but these 3 months I can do so many other things. I can make some money. I can go visit a few places. I can sit and read the Upanishads at home. Bad idea, but that's where that's where the mind goes. Okay, so I can do this, I can do that. So many options are there. But then one tells oneself, no, I am going to go study in the course. And then that means what? The buddhi has taken over. The mind has been, what do they put in the baby's mouth when it cries? Some kind of pacifier. So the mind has a pacifier. It is no longer troubling. The buddhi has taken over. The buddhi says, Nishchayam, Nishchaya, this ascertainment I have made, and I'm not going to go back and forth from this. So buddhi is the sarathi. Buddhi is the one who drives the Rathaswami, the owner of the chariot, and the chariot itself to the correct place. So the correct place, and we'll see what that place is. That place is, of course, Atmavidya. Atmavidya is the place. Brahma Vidya is the place. That is the place this chariot is going to take me to. It's going to take me to Brahma Vidya, and then that is going to be very nice. I have to allow the buddhi to lead me there. And that is what the buddhi. Manaha, the first level of stopping is the mind. Stopping what? The sense organs. Second level of directing the sense organs is the buddhi. The first level of restraint comes from the mind. Therefore, the mind is the reins which are gathering the horses in one place. And the horses are what? Sense organs. Why are the horses sense organs? The Upanishad herself explains. She says that the horses are sense organs because Vishayam Steshu Gocharam. The horses like to graze in the pasture, and what is that? The sense organ also like to graze in the pasture of objects. Nibble, nibble here, nibble there, little bit here, little bit there. One wants to experience the world of objects. So the 5 sense organs are compared to the horses. And then what happens? Indriyani, Vishayams. So then this conglomerate, this assemblage, Atma means the owner of the chariot, Indriya, sense organs, Mano Buddhi, Atma Indriya Mano Buddhi, this Manaha, Buddhi, etc. And who is this person? Bhokta. This is the one who is the experience of the results of action. Iti ahuhu manishinaha. Manishin means the one who has knowledge. Manisha means self-knowledge. The one who has self-knowledge is called Manishin. Manishin. And this Manishin is the one, the people of self-knowledge, the exalted sages who had self-knowledge. say this assemblage is called bhokta. By implication, karta also. Doer, enjoyer, doer, experiencer. This is the assemblage. Yastu vijnanavan bhavati. The one who is of sound mind and whose heart is pure of raga dvesha, continues this Upanishad, then they have well-behaved horses. Sadashva. Sadashvaha iva sarathehe. So just like the sarathi controls or leads well-behaved horses, meaning they are properly trained. And so you go, and that's enough. They listen. And even if they are straying somewhere, they come back. And then what happens? Te advanaha param apnoti. They go on the road of dharma, the road of self-knowledge, and then they come to the other side. What is that? Tad Vishnoho paramam padam. So which is Vishnu's abode. What is Vishnu's abode? Don't say Vaikuntha. No. Wrong answer. Yes, Vishnu's abode is Vaikuntha. In that sense, you are correct. But here, Vishnu means that which is Sarvavyapi. Yeah, that which is all-pervasive here is called Vishnu. And that all-pervasive Bhagavan, which is in the form of Satchidananda Atma, that is the ultimate destination for this chariot. This body-mind-sense complex, for this Karta Bhokta to resolve and understand I am non-separate from this Satchidananda Atma, which is Vishnu, which is Bhagavan, which is total. This is the destination for the chariot if all goes well. Yastu avijnanavan bhavati. On the contrary, the one who is not very knowledgeable, buddhi is weak, and then what else? Sense organs are not trained, they are also weak. And then what happens? Samanaskaha sada ashuchihi. Amanaskaha, sorry, sada ashuchihi. Amanaskaha means the mind is all over the place. May as well not have a mind. Never mind. That is samanaskaha, amanaskaha. Sada ashuchihi. Always impure, meaning filled with raga dvesha. What will happen to that? What will happen to that person? That person will just let the horses take over. There is no Shakti in the buddhi to manage the reins. The reins are also too slack, and each horse goes in one direction. What will happen to the chariot? It will fall in a ditch. It will fall in a ditch, and you have to pick yourself up and dust off everything and start all over again. So this brilliant chariot analogy has been just picked up from the Kathopanishad and immortalized in the Bhagavad Gita. So then we have Lord Krishna as the buddhi. This is perhaps what is meant by inner guru. If Bhagavan is the inner guru, then nothing else is needed. The buddhi is listens to the highest wisdom, and the buddhi does not get under the clutches of adharma and raga and dvesha. So, with this introduction, let us see the second chapter. Atha dvitiyodhyayah Sanjaya uvacha Tantatha kripaya vishtam Ashrukurnakulekshanam Vishidantamidam vakyam Uvacha Madhusudanaha. Sanjaya starts off this chapter again to tell us that there is a audience for the Bhagavad Gita. Who is the audience? Abba. Yes, Dhritarashtra is the audience, and we are voyeuristic audience. Yeah, we are all, we are just like a fly on the wall. Because they are listening, because they were able to listen, now we are able to listen. And so Dhritarashtra is being taught, and he's being not taught, but being told what is happening. So then the narrator picks up the narrative. So Sanjaya Uvacha. Uvacha means flew a kite. Yes? Yeah, not says, said. Because this happened a long time ago. So said a long time ago. Rokshe. Lit means, lit is a particular tense. And it means it happened a long, long time ago. So Sanjaya spoke. What did he say? Tam, unto him. Tatha, in this manner, Kripaya Avishtam, one who was overcome by sorrow. Kripa here is sorrow, self-pity, all that which we have seen. And then Ashrupurna Kulekshanam. So, whose eyes were glistening with unshed tears collected at the corner of the eyes. Unto him who was sad, Vishidantam, unto him whose eyes shone with collected yet unshed tears collecting in the corner of the eyes, Idam Vakyam, this sentence, not just one sentence, as we'll see, it's a series of sentences. These words, Vakyam, better to say words, translate as words. These words were spoken by Uvacha. These words were spoken by Madhusudanaha. Madhum Sudayati iti. Madhu means what? Honey. Yes. Madhu actually means ahankara. It is as sweet as honey. It is as much I am attached to it as I would be to honey. And so again, in the Kathopanishad, there is a verse to illustrate this. Yaimam madhvadam veda atmanam jivamantikat ishanam bhuta bhavyascha natato vijugupsate etad vaitat. Madhu is ahankar, sweet, cloying, sticky. Because if your hand is full of honey, if you wash it once, is it enough? No, you have to nicely wash it, rub it out 2-3 times, then only it will go. Ahankara is like that. It is cloying, it sticks to you. It doesn't give you any reprieve. And so the Kathopanishad says, Yaha imam madhvadam veda. Madhu atti. Atti means the one who eats this madhu. Who is the eater of the madhu? Bhagavan. Yeah, Krishna is not there in Kathopanishad. He is only there in Bhagavad Gita. So, this Bhagavan is the eater of ahankara. Nibble, nibble, bite, bite. But we have to allow. We have to say, please take, eat this ahankara away. So, the one who knows this, we can take this this mantra in two ways. The one who knows this madhvadaha, one meaning is the one who is the eater of honey and the eater of sweet experiences in life. It is the ahankara itself, and also it is the one who kills the ahankara, which is Bhagavan. Atmanam Veda, the one who knows oneself as Atma. Jiva Mantikat, even at the end of the life. Then Ishanaha Bhuta Bhavyasya, the one who knows oneself as Bhagavan, which is free of the past, free of the future. That one is the enlightened one. So there is the word Madhu, it has got a abiding presence in the Upanishad. Elsewhere also we will find it. So here, Madhusudanaha, the one who kills the Madhu, kills the Ahankara. Why? Because that is what he is going to do right now. He is going to bring a little pin and this water balloon, which is in the form of Arjuna. Why water balloon? Full of sorrow. Yeah. If it's air balloon, it will fly. Here it is waterlogged. It is really sitting in the chariot. And so he's going to prick a little pin. That is why Uvacha Madhusudanaha. And then Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Utasva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupasthitam Anarya Jushtamasvargyam Kirtikaram Arjuna. Before the teaching begins, we have to understand that Arjuna is in a state of shock. What we call shoka in Sanskrit is shoka in English. He's in a state of shock. So if somebody is in a state of shock and you start teaching them Tattvamasi, is it going to work? No. So for the one who is in a state of shock, what you need to do is take some nice water and go like that. Yeah, or slap them around, not too hard, but just like that. Come on, wake up, just get up. What are you doing? They need something like a electric jolt kind of a thing to get them out of this impasse, to get them out of this place where they find themselves stuck. And the verses that are going to come are just like this. Lord Krishna scolds him like an elder, a friend. What does he say? Where did this Kashmala? Kashmala doesn't need any translation. Say it 2-3 times, you'll know the meaning. Yeah. Kashmala, all disgusting things. Yeah. Where did all these horrible things come from? Kutastva. For you, where did all this come from? I know you to be very even. I know you to be of a person who is enjoying an even temperament. I know you in that manner. Where did all this rubbish come from? This nonsense come from? Where? That too standing in the battlefield. Vishame samupasthitam. Standing in the battlefield, you are having these kinds of thoughts. This you should have had before, not after all the kettle drums and the conches and the trumpets were blown. Too late, my dear fellow. What are you doing with yourself here? And then he describes 3 words about his condition. Anarya. Anarya. Anarya, Anarya Jushtam. Anarya Jushtam means, Arya means noble. And we can all agree that Arjuna hailed from a noble lineage. The Kuru clan hailed from a very noble lineage. And here your behavior is far from noble. It is not suitable. It is ayogya for an Arya. It is anarya. Anarya means ignoble. It's not noble at all. What you are doing is a huge waste of time. Anarya Jushtam. And then Aswargyam. Aswargyam means not leading to heaven. Why is Arjuna interested in heaven? He only cried about heaven in the last portion of the first chapter. Narake niyatam vasa iti shushruma. Yeah, all this he says. He cried, I'll be in Naraka all the time. Swarga will be denied to me. So in case you are interested in Swarga, what is this? This is not befitting you. Then Akirtikaram. Finally, Akirtikaram Arjuna, your behavior is not going to bring you glory. For a warrior, what is important? Glory. So you can only imagine. Thank God I am shielding you, so nobody knows you're sitting here and crying buckets. And then if I were to walk away like this, just come this side, and they will see you. If Duryodhana sees you, he will take video. Yes. And he will make it go viral. He will put it on TikTok and he will put it on all media. He will make it trend. Twitter, it's formerly called Twitter, now called X. Yeah. And then he will put it all over on Facebook, Facebook Live. He will put it in. He will live stream your condition. You won't have a place to hide your face. It will go global, it will go viral, and it is one of those things. See, certain trends come and go. Like somebody can go viral in the morning, but by afternoon something else starts to trend, and it is all that person is to, and their whatever they did is all forgotten. But certain things can never be erased from the collective memory. And you are going to go down like that, my friend. Look at you. Look at this. Now, you may say, I don't want glory, because that also you cried about. Nakankshye Vijayam Krishna Rajyam Bhoga Sukhani cha. Then you can also say, I don't want Kirti. I don't want any kind of glory. But this glory is not just your own glory. To whom does it belong? To the entire lineage. And you are a scion of this noble lineage. And therefore, this glory is not your glory. You have contributed to this glory. But then you will be the sole person to bring it all down. Do you really want to do that? This is what he asks. Klaibyam masmagamah partha नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यम् त्यक्तो what is that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Klaibyam Masmagama. Hey Partha. Partha means what? Prithayaha Apatyam Puman means the son of Pritha. Who is Pritha? Kunti. Kunti Putra, also called Kaunteya. And as we'll see in the whole Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan addresses Arjuna variously. Many times it is random, but many times it's not an accident. Here, by calling him Partha, he's saying you're a mummy's boy, catching on to the mummy's sari and feeling sad. Not let go of the apron strings. Still, you're not grown up. You're still a baby. One hand on mummy's sari, another hand in the mouth for comfort. This is what you are. So, oh mummy's boy, because if he says that, he will understand. Oh mummy's boy, this is what you are doing. And then Klaibyam Masmagam. Masmagamaha Klaibyam. Klaibyam means Klivasya Bhava. Klivasya Bhava Klaibya. So Klaibya means unmanly. But actually it doesn't mean unmanly. It means here you are not fighting like a man and neither are you fighting like a woman. You're not fighting at all. You are just somewhere in between, and you are dulled, your mind and heart are dulled by this indecision. Nai etattvai upapadyate. This does not befit you, my dear Arjuna. This is most unbecoming of you. What is this? Kshudram. This kshudram, this lowliness, does not befit you. This hridaya daurbalyam, this puk heart, this weakness of heart does not befit you. Therefore, tyaktva, casting them aside, uttishta, let us start by standing in the chariot, okay? Let us not just, be in a heap, in a slump. Let us start by getting up, standing in the chariot. This is what you have to do. And then Arjuna was listening to it, at least came out of the shock. But he gives, the next few verses are very beautiful. And they give a beautiful look into the state of Arjuna's heart and mind. And in fact, into the state of Arjuna's deep, deep torment. Arjuna uvacha katham bhishmamaham sankhye dronancha madhusudanah. No, not her. Dronancha madhusudana ishubhih pratiyotsyami pujarha varisudana. Sanjaya called him means Krishna, Lord Krishna, Madhusudana, and here he is calling him, oh, hey Madhusudana, hey Arisudana. You are the killer of the ego, you are also the killer of enemies. Here we are not talking of enemies. You can do that. I can also do that. You send me to some enemies, I will also kill them and come back. Before you can blink your eyes, I'll be back. But here, what are we talking about? We're talking of our own people, people in our own family, people that are close relatives, closely brought up and raised together. And this is a different cup of tea. This is not what I'm used to. That's why he addresses him as Madhusudana and Arisudana. Sankhya means in the battle. How can I kill Bhishma and Drona? Even other people, perhaps I can make up my mind and kill them somehow. But these are gurus, grandfather, guru, elder. How can I? Bhishma was seen as a guru. Everybody came and took his advice. And in fact, when the war started, all the Pandavas went and did namaskar at his feet, took his blessings, and then they fought the war. And so highly regarded he was like a family guru, and he was the great grandsire of the lineage, and so he was highly respected because of his tyaga. And then Drona, of course, is the teacher. Ishubhihi pratiyotsyami. Pratiyotsyami means fight back. Yotsyami, fight. But how will I fight back? Let's say they start the war. And what do? They throw the arrows. I will not be able to retaliate in kind. And then the tune changes. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke Atvartha kamanstu guruni haiva Bhunjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan. Yeah. So, better than to kill the gurus, Gurun ahatva, better than to kill the gurus, who are what? Mahanubhavan, these great people, these great souls, better to not kill them and then leave the battlefield and then go what? Go and live the life through begging alms. Better it is, far better it is to give up this battle, go in search of a life of Bhikshatanam. Bhikshatanam means roaming around for the sake of food. Bhaiksham bhoktum ihaloke. And Shreyaha. Shreyaha is not moksha here. Shreyaha means better. Out of the two, this is better, I think. Why? Because Hatvartha Kamastu Guru Nihaiva Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudhira Pradigdhan. Rudhira Pradigdhan means blood stain. This is much better to leave the battlefield, go on a life, a lonely life of just getting lost somewhere and becoming a beggar, rather than win the war. Let us say if I did win the war, and then what will I do? I will enjoy these glories, I will enjoy all the sukhas, but I cannot unsee the dying bodies of who? Bhishma. Who else? Drona. The sight of them bleeding to death will always be in front of my eyes. I cannot unsee that. Certain things we cannot unsee. This one I cannot unsee. I cannot get over that. I cannot get over myself. And then whatever glories and enjoyments in the palace that I have will be what? Blood stained. I will see their blood everywhere. So here we see Arjuna looking for a loophole. I already told you, you cannot, especially if you are enrolled in the army, you cannot leave. It's called dereliction of duty. You cannot absolutely abandon your role in the battlefield. And then what to do now? There is a loophole in the Shastra. What is that called? Sannyasa is the rule. All I have to do is go on Amazon.com and then order some orange dhotis. Finished. Yeah. Wear those orange dhotis. He had already made up his mind. He was even thinking which shade of orange will look good against my skin tone. He had already decided. And then all I have to do is carry a begging bowl from Kurukshetra to Haridwar. इतना दूर नहीं है. हाँ, पैदल भी जा सकते हैं. Yeah, you can go by walk from Kurukshetra, outskirts of New Delhi, to where? Haridwar. In 1 or 2 days you can walk, maybe even 3 days. Then all I'll do is grow a beard. Like everybody has a beard, I will also have a nice beard. I'll sit under a tree and then they will just come and give me something. He's having this kind of a idea. As they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Yeah. So it's a hot water situation. The water is hot. I have to get out of the hot water and let me just buy an orange dhoti. This is what he's contemplating sannyasa because that would be the most, in his mind, the most graceful exit. Now, mind you, we have to, even before we see the rest of his argument, we have to stop here and see an important point. What is that? Where was Arjuna before the battlefield? For 12 years, where was he? In the forest. In the forest, he would have come across so many gurus, so many Vedantins. And if he had told Lord Krishna at that time, you know what? Let them have the kingdom. Vairagya has come upon me. I don't know about the whole family, but for me, definitely I don't want to go back. I'm going to stay with people here. Do charcha. Charcha means what? Discussion. Do discussions and study with all the, do satsang with all these Mahanubhavas, with all these glorious people here that I have met in the forest, gurus, sages, rishis. There was no dearth of them. I'm sure he met all of them. And each time he met them, what did he do? He fell at their feet and then said, please bless me to win the war. That's the only thing he could ask for. Please bless me to kill Duryodhana. Please bless me to win the war. This is the whole thing was, he was just so, he was that winning the war was the only thing on his mind. He even went to Lord Shiva, he went to Kailasa, and what did he ask for a boon? He said, I want your Pashupatastra. I want one astra from heaven. He went to heaven also. He did not ask for moksha. What did he ask for? Ah, one more weapon to fill up my arsenal. I want one more weapon. I want one more blessing. So all the gurus became source of blessing rather than source of teaching. So now, after 12 years of opportunity, having the opportunity to study, having the opportunity to take to this life of sannyasa right then and there, without any questions asked, what did he do? He just came back, plumped with all the arsenals. And then now he wants to suddenly go away to the forest. What kind of a vairagya is this? Jihasa vairagya or Shmashana vairagya. A vairagya that is born of despair. A vairagya that is born of distaste to do whatever is encountered. Whatever one encounters, one has to do. Some of those things are difficult. So the vairagya born of despair, the vairagya born of distaste, seeks a convenient outing, a convenient exit through the hallowed door called sannyasa. Exit, it is written, right? Like in the movie theaters. You know, it'll be dark everywhere, but then the two sides where the doors are, that exit is lit up. So similarly, the exit here is called sannyasa, lit up above the door. He wants to walk through that door. That is where his mind is going. And then, being a very honest man, he says, I don't know what to do. न चैतद्विद्मः कतरन्नो गरीय यद्वा जयेम यदि भानो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामः तेव स्थिताः प्रमुखे धातराष्ट्राः. So here is my dilemma, Krishna, he says. What is the dilemma? Nacha etad vidmaha. We don't know what to do. Here we means royal we, okay? Yeah. So we don't know what to do. It's not yet you and I. Krishna knows what to do, okay? So don't include Krishna in this we. It's we, means him and himself. That's all. We don't know what to do. Nacha etad vidmaha. We don't know what to do. Katarat naha gariyaha. Naha for us. Gariyaha better. Katarat, which of the two is better for us? Gariyaha. Yadva jayema. Whether we become victorious over them. Or yadi va naha jayeyuhu, or they become victorious over us. I don't even know which is better. Should I let myself lose the battle or should I let myself win the battle? I don't know. Why? The answer for this duvidha, this conflict, is in the second line. Yaneva hatva najiji vishamaha. The problem is killing these people, killing whom, for me, life is not worth living. You see, there is a dysfunctional connection, it's very clear, between him and whom? The Kauravas. Very dysfunctional connection. The desire to live goes away if these people die. That means there is a very dysfunctional connection. Because the truth is that no matter what, people continue to live. Even though there has been a lot of love in the relationship, then the person who is left, let's say there are two partners, one of them goes away departs, the other one is bereft, but after a while continues to live. Pujya Swamiji used to tell this story. His party was there. Party means grandma. So grandma and grandpa enjoyed many years of a happy married life. Grandpa, Ram Nam Satya Hai, died away one day, and then grandma was left. Grandma crying, crying. The next day she woke up, crying, crying. She put the water on the stove. Crying, crying. The water came to boil along with some of her tears. Crying, crying. She put the tea powder. Crying, crying. She put the milk. Crying, crying. She put the sugar. Crying, crying. She stirred it. Crying, crying. She strained it into the cup. Crying, crying. She tasted it. Not enough sugar. Crying, crying, she put some more sugar. You see, life goes on. Correct? Life goes on. But here, the situation is that he's just so fraught, not with fear. He's not a coward. He's just overcome. He's fraught with a helplessness. How to kill the teachers, he doesn't know. Yane vahatva na jiji vishamah. And the ones who, without whom life is unimaginable, O Lord Krishna, there they are in front of me. Te avasthita pramukhe. Pramukhe means in front of me, right in front of me, they are standing. Who? The sons of Dhritarashtra, Dhartarashtra. कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निष्ठितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि त्वां मां प्रपन्नम्. So then he concludes that something is wrong with him, which is a very good conclusion. Not that something is wrong with him. What does he conclude? That the problem is centered on this I. So the solution also must be centered on this I. Before he was like, oh, these greed-ridden people, lobha, upahata, chetasaha, all these things, he told quite a few things about those people. And now he has come to the place of recognizing that this is not an ordinary problem. This is a fundamental problem. This has nothing to do with the battlefield. This is a fundamental problem of not making a decision. That's not a spiritual problem. That's a practical problem. Should I have this or that? That's easily settled. But here, the fundamental spiritual problem is one of sadness. One of being subject to sadness. This he recognizes. He recognizes, it's not mentioned here, but we have to see in between the lines, a deeper reading will let us know that the problem here is with what? The problem is in knowing I am subject to sadness. Yes, it has to do with these people in the sense that these people, the Dhartarashtras, the sons of Dhritarashtra, standing in front of me, what are they doing? They are triggering that was already there in between, before. In between bouts of happiness, this has been constant. This recognition itself is the starting point of redemption. And so he says, I don't know which is better. I don't know what to do. And then finally he admits, Karpanya doshena upahata swabhavoham. Kripanasya bhavaha karpanya. Kripana means miser. Who is a miser? The one who has but cannot enjoy. Has a lot of things, has a lot of money, but won't enjoy. No, 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 keep it for a later time. What are you keeping it for? Suppose I fall sick. Okay, the Kripana falls sick. Conjuice fellow falls sick. Will he use the money then? No, no, no. Maybe bigger sickness will come. Bigger sickness doesn't come. One day Kripana pops off and all the money is enjoyed by the brother-in-law. That's all will happen. So, like this, Kripana means the one who refuses to spend, the one who refuses to use the resources that she or he has in a judicious way. And here he says, I am overcome by karpanya. Not miserliness. We have to take the spirit of the question. I am overcome by the inability to use the resources in the form of the buddhi that is God given to me. Even in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Gargi, a very devout sage, asks the question of Yagyamalkya, another sage. It is Gargi's job to test the people coming into this sabha. Sabha means an assembly of knowledgeable people. She tests them, and if they pass muster, if they answer all her questions, they are let inside. So she asks Yagyamalkya, who is Kripana? Bhogargi yah aksharam aviditva asman lokat praiti saha Kripanaha. Who is the most miserly person? That is the question. What should be the answer? The one who doesn't give dhanam, charity. The one who does not give to their friends. The one, for that matter, who does not even give to their own children. That should be the answer. But Yagyamalkya surprises everybody by saying, the one who departs away from this world without what? Without knowing the Aksharam Brahma, without knowing the Atma. Atmanam aviditva asman lokat praiti. The one who departs this world without knowing the Atma, that is the most miserly person. What does knowing the Atma and miserliness have to do with one another? Because something is here, some resource is here that is not being used. What is that? Buddhi. I'm stockpiling the buddhi for what God only knows. The human life and the human buddhi is made for what? Gaining this knowledge. And if I'm not using the buddhi to gain this knowledge, that means I'm the most miserly person. So karpanya doshena upahata svabhavoham. I am he who is of the nature of being hijacked by this miserliness, smallness. He recognizes that in the large scheme of things, him sitting and crying over the Dhartarashtras is actually a very small blip in the entire universe. He recognizes that. And then he also recognizes he is dharma sammudha chetas. Dharma sammudha chetas means he is of the nature who is mudha. Mudha means from moha, delusion. Mudha, past passive participle, deluded. Deluded by what? Dharma. Deluded with regard to dharma. Sam plus mudha, samyak mudha, nicely deluded. Yeah, a backhanded compliment. Completely deluded. I am completely deluded, not by dharma, not dharmena sammudha, but the mudhatvam, the delusion is with regard to the subject matter called dharma. I am not able to see what is correct, what is right for me, what is right universally, what is right spiritually. I am not able to correct. I am not able to see that. Therefore, I ask you, Prichhami. What is the difference between this Prichhami and other Prichhamis? You would have asked Krishna so many things. They grew up, in a sense, like a mentor and a mentee growing up together. So he would have asked, he could have asked many, many things. But he says, this asking is different. Yashreyah syat. Tell me that which is the best thing for me. Yeah. The most exalted end for me, you direct me to that. I don't want to be caught up in this war and arrows and bows and all these astras, shastras and sorrow, crying and tears and fears. I'm going to elevate myself out of that and look down and see what the situation is. I'm still confused. I'm still overwhelmed. I'm still sad. I'm still tired. I'm exhausted even before the war begins. But I do know one thing, that what I want is the ultimate goal in life. Take me, steer my actions towards that which will lead me to the most exalted end, which is what? Moksha. So he asks for moksha, openly asks for Shreyas, and then Prichhami Tvam, and then he says, Shishyasteham. I am your Shishya. Shadhi Mam. Please teach me. Teach me. And who is this Mam? Who is this me? Tvam Prapannam Mam. You teach me who is surrendered to you. This surrendered me you teach. Meaning, there will not be any obstacle on my side. It's not that I'll say, please teach me, and as soon as you begin talking, I'll say, no, I don't agree. No, I won't do that. I will listen. Why? Because I'm desperate. Would he have come to moksha without this situation? Probably not. But this situation, the best end he has taken by choosing moksha. So the word shishya, so two things. One is Shishyasteham, he declares, I am your Shishya. He feels free with Lord Krishna to not go through the formalities of saying, you know what, are you free? Can you become my guru? Nothing. With a full right, he says, I am your Shishya. And so we get a very good insight about what this guru is. There is no general guru, Jagat Guru, Grama Guru, Kula Guru, like that. Nobody is there. It's just that when you invoke in somebody, as when you say, I am your Shishya, then in that person the Guru is born, relative to you. That is what it is. There is no general Guru. This is Guru for Arjuna. So Shishyasteham, I am your Shishya. Whether you want to teach me or not, I have declared myself to be your Shishya. This is a very big, bold move. This shows that Arjuna was not a coward. Why? Because usually people won't go and say, I am your Shishya. Fear of rejection is there. Oh my God, what if he says or she says, I will not take you as your Shishya? OMG. Nobody will say that. But Arjuna shows once again, cowardice is not his problem. He's not running away from the battle or thinking of running away from the battle because of cowardice. He is not thinking of that. Why? Because he's able to say, I am your Shishya, please teach me. I have surrendered myself to you. And and he further goes and says one more thing. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat. Yachhokamuच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाधिपत्यम् नहि प्रपश्यामि. I am not able to see clearly. Pra means prakarshena na pashyami. I am not able to see very clearly. What? because of this shoka, yat shokam uchchoshanam indriyanam. This mind-blowing sorrow which is dehydrating my senses and my thinking. I'm not able to see very clearly. And I'm not able to remove this sorrow. Apanudyat means this sorrow seems unremovable. I'm neither able to see past this sorrow, neither am I able to remove this sorrow. And then I know one thing though, because even if in this situation, if you gave me asapatnam riddham means a unrivaled kingdom, a kingdom without any rivals, sitting at the edges, wanting to bite off little portions here and there, causing a border skirmish there, and then taking up something here, and somebody wanting to, the neighboring king wanting to increase his kingdom. Such things are not there. Even if you give me an unrivaled kingdom, the sorrow will not go. And even if you give me Rajyam Suranam Api, and Adhipatyam, full overlordship, Adhipatyam over the Indra's kingdom. So, the kingdom of the gods, if I'm asked to reign, then also I will be sad. So, now what does he recognize? This sorrow has nothing to do with the war. The war and standing in front of the beloved ones was a trigger to bring something latent, which was very deep inside for a long, long time, out into the open, so that it can be analyzed, it can be tackled, it can be removed through the Vedanta Shastra. More we'll see tomorrow. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते Reminder that all classes are compulsory. You can't exempt yourself from Sanskritam, chanting, etc. Okay? No matter how much you want to. This is a package deal. Go to all the classes.